What is going on, guys? Winter Kills here, and welcome yet again to another brand new and updated deck profile. I always find myself updating a lot of profiles, especially post-balance season, but on my Twitch stream, by the way, if you're not following me on Twitch and you haven't tuned in for a stream yet, you can check out the link to my Twitch down in the description. Toss me a follow there if you'd like, but I do a lot of testing on stream, and I've taken this deck to like 4 locals, or the same locals 4 weeks in a row, and I've been testing this build so much. Indeed, I did figure out that I have made quite a few changes between now and this, between then and this profile, so that's why I'm here bringing you guys an updated profile. Of course, post-banless, all that good stuff. Source, we never really played Firewall in here to begin with, and never wanted to, and of course, call buys at 3, so that's pretty nice. I've had quite a few successes at locals as well as this. Definitely I've got a positive record, to say the least, at this point. Played against quite a few meta decks, and some non-meta decks, and this deck's performed very well. And of course, as always, Imperium Duelist, ladies and gentlemen, rocking the parallel sleeves here on the main deck, and the Shatterfoil sleeves here on the extra deck, and this beautiful Millennium playmat. All of this you can find on their website, ImperiumDuelist.com. And you can use that code WinterKills10 off to get 10% off on all future purchases. And these sleeves, I always say it, the dot sleeves, the any of the like the white sleeves, and this goes for like any sleeve manufacturer, they always seem to be the best. They always like cut the best, they always the most durable, and they always usually shuffle the best. But I haven't had really any issues with any of their sleeves if they have been colored, you know, green. I have the green sleeves, I have some purple sleeves, I have some black sleeves as well. All very nice sleeves. If anybody wanted a little bit of a review in-depth detail on how these sleeves actually are, they do shuffle very nice, and I've been using these sleeves for months now, still holding up very well. But anyways, sponsor ran over, we'll go ahead and get into the profile, starting with one of the first changes that's been made since the last one, which is the fact that we are playing 3 copies of Galaxy Knight now, instead of before we were playing 2. Main reason is because just seeing this card is nice. Whether you're using it for trade-in, or you're using it to start when you're like literally your best combo piece in the deck, I figured we might as well play 3 copies of it. It's just that good. So I was playing 2 before, because it could break sometimes, but I figured now that since my build has changed, and a couple other facets, that playing 3 is the way to go at this point. Of course, 3 Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. I don't see myself ever playing any less of this card. 3 is the way to go. 2 copies of Galaxy Brave. Huge starter card with any Photon card in hand. Vanisher or Orbital. This card helps out so much because it just gets a free monster on board without having to use your normal summon, which is the most important thing that this deck can do, is saving the normal summon for your Galaxy Knight, which is very important, because he literally gives you a free rank 8, and that's what this deck does best. It makes rank 8s, and it doesn't need any other help doing that. That's why I don't agree with the Mech Knight engine, because it just makes rank 8s really easily on its own. It has literally a free rank 8 machine right here. This guy, Galaxy Knight, he literally makes rank 8s for you. But Brave, he reveals a Photon monster, he copies the level, and he puts himself on the board, allowing you to summon your Vanisher, allowing you to summon your Knight without tributing, and allowing you to equip your Orbital to something without having to use your normal summon. Very good card. Very good. So that's it for all the level 8s. Now we'll go into the other monsters, starting with 3 Galaxy Soldier. Best non-free special summon searcher monster in the deck. You do have to discard for him, of course, but he does search out a Galaxy monster, which is huge. Search Brave, searches Knight, searches Wizard, search is Galaxy Eyes. He searches so many cards. He can search himself, help to make a rank 5, or just make link fodder, or give something on field to use your Vanisher, your Orbital, etc. Very strong card. Then we have, speaking of Orbital, 3 copies of Photon Orbital. Still an amazing, incredible searcher for the deck. Huge when combined with our rank 4 that we play. This card is still one of the best cards in the deck, hands down, hence the price point, and I guess it's short print too, which kind of sucks. I wish this card wasn't so expensive, because I feel like it turns a lot of people away from playing it, but it's so good. And then we have 3 copies of Photon Vanisher. You can special summon him for free if you control a Photon or Galaxy card, and he searches Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon when he hits the board. And this guy enables a lot of plays, so he's very important to search that card out. And then we have 2 copies of Photon Thrasher. Did a little tiny rarity bumping, picked up some super rare Thrashers for my mosaic rare ones. I know, right? What a good investment. But I was playing 3 before, and I'm now playing 2 because he just kind of bricks a little bit. We don't want to brick with him. I even at a point thought about cutting him down to 1, since we do play Rhoda, and Rhoda can either be Thrasher or Vanisher depending on the situation. But I think having 2 is pretty decent, because opening him with a Vanisher is very, very nice, or even opening him with an Orbital, very, very nice. I think 2 is fine for now. And I'm playing 1 Wizard. I was playing 2 before, and I've actually played without him. I was considering playing Cleric, and I actually did for our locals play just Cleric and no Wizard at all. I didn't really miss the Wizard, to say the least, but I really hated drawing the Cleric. There was times, especially in my first round matchup against World Chalice, I drew Cleric in a really brick hand, and it made it even worse because Cleric was literally useless, which he is most of the time. To resolve that effect, to recycle 5 and draw 2, it really does not happen, and you really don't ever have the chance in this format to really get an effect like that off most cases. But Wizard, in my opinion, way better card. If you're going to have to use your normal summon, you can use it on this guy if you don't have your Galaxy Knight set up in any way, shape, or form. Wizard is just better in every facet. And then lastly, 2 Effect Valor, because I found a room for some hand traps, and 2 Valor is the way to go. I would probably play 3. But a playset of Common Valors I ordered like 3 weeks ago, still not here. So what are you gonna do? I would only play Valor or Ogre in here because they're light, and anytime I draw into a hand trap in this deck, I just don't want it to not, mesh with the rest of the plays. So if I still can discard this off of Soldier, it's very, very nice. That's the main reason. Same thing with Ogre, you can discard it off Soldier too, because they are light monsters. And that is it for the monsters. Now we'll move into the spells, starting with 3 copies of Photon Sanctuary. This card does so much. It gives you a link to and adds back anything from grave, because you're going to go for Soulflower with this card. So this card is huge. It's literally huge. It does endless amounts of things for this deck. It gives you tribute fodder for Galaxy Eyes if you need to start your play that way. A free link too for Soulflower, which tutors something back out of grave. Huge card. Then we have 3 copies of Galaxy Expedition, whereas before I was playing 2 copies. Again, with one of the main changes that I've added to the deck, which we'll get to in a moment, I think one of the main changes that I've made is the fact that I'm playing 3 of these now. It's just because seeing this card is nice in most situations. He just tutors out at level 5 or higher, which is great. And like I said, I'll explain the reason for why I'm now playing 3 of these in just a moment. But still playing 3 trade-in as well. Finally picked up some secret rare trade-ins. Don't know how well you can see that. But 3 trade-in, of course, draw power is huge. Not 2 call by the grave, but 3 now, since we can finally play 3. Huge. Stopping all those hand traps is nice before, because this deck does get hurt by hand traps quite a deal. So having a call by to the grave to say no to those hand traps is very nice. 2 Galaxy Trance as before. Want to see this card because it is very, very powerful. And then 2 copies of Desires. I don't know if I was technically playing this before, but I am now. I think Desires is just the way to go in this deck, because getting that added draw power is so huge. We play so many 3-ofs in this deck. This card hardly ever has any drawbacks, and it's fixed my hands countless times without having any drawbacks. And countless times that has fixed my hand has helped me win games, which is very, very important, winning games, especially when going to tournaments. So yeah, seeing Desires, very, very good in this deck. I do like it. On top of having trade-in for draw power, it's very good. Then we play Soul Charge, Monster Reborn, Galaxy Zero, and 1 Reinforcement Army. I believe I was playing 2-0 before, but having Soul Charge and Reborn in here instead of like an extra 0, because this can revive only Photon and Galaxy monsters, as these can literally reborn anything, so it's pretty nice. And then, of course, this searches out your either Thrasher or your Vanisher, which is also very nice, because those cards are fantastic for this deck. Now we'll go into the extra deck, which, of course, you might have guessed is 2 copies. No, just kidding, 3 copies of Galaxy Eyes Soulflare Dragon. I'm playing 3 now, because the Hippo Shinogen I was playing before, or the Hyperstar, literally has never come up in the past 4 tournaments I've gone to, and all the testing I've done on stream. It just doesn't come up. The only time it has come up is against certain Sky Striker matchups where you can't make this because they have Shizuku on board, but it just requires a little better ability to play around Shizuku, that won't make that such a problem. But other than that, most cases, having a third Soul Flare to go into late game is just way better, because this thing adds you back something. It has solid 2k attack. It has the pitch effect. It's better than Hyperstar in every facet. It's just the only time it is an issue is against Striker. Which again, if you're worried about Striker, I'm really not. If you're worried about the deck that much, you could probably play a Hippo Shinigen. But again, the Hippo Shinigen in a matchup like Striker isn't going to win you the game. Keep that in mind. And the last Link we're playing is one Borosword. I wasn't playing this last time, but Borosword is huge because you can't make him turn 1 sometimes, but turn 3 you can, and then you just use it to literally crush your opponent into the dirt, literally push them over, take their mat, flip it over, throw their cards on the ground, and win the duel. That's what this card does, so it's very, very important. And that's why I play it. And we'll go into the Xyz, 2 copies of number 90. Some builds play 1, and I question it. This card is so good. It's your main go-to. He searches, he negates, he protect, but most importantly, he attack. No, I'm just kidding. Very, very good card to have in the deck. Main staple, obviously. 1 copy of number 38, Hope Harbinger. I was playing the Gold Secret, now we're playing the Super. I did pick up another one of these, though, because I needed it for DDD, and I hate swapping cards in between decks, because I always need a deck ready to play against another deck, and I can't always swap out cards. Poor old me, right? I know. So 1 Titanic, 1 Full Armor, 1 Cipher Blade for that detach to pop effect, the quick overlay package. These guys are huge. They literally are huge by their attack points, but the fact that they can just clear things is awesome. A lot of people don't expect it. Main phase 2, just going over top of something. For full armor, clearing another card, and then going over top of something again with Cipher Blade is just so unexpected, and it's so, so good. And speaking of Cipher, I'm now playing 1 copy of Galaxy Eyes Cipher Dragon, because this card is incredible and against a lot of things. Just being able to steal a card and then do whatever you want with it, whether it be link away or pop it with your Cipher Blade or whatever. It's very, very good. It's so good, especially against BA. Being able to steal their Beatrice is really, really important. It's one of the main reasons I play this card, because you can just steal a card like Beatrice and put something like this over top of it or this over top of it. Very, very nice. And then another rank 8 I'm playing is 107 Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. Mainly because this literally wins you the Thunder Dragon matchup. I did play against Thunder Dragons the other week, and I didn't have this in my extra deck, and I had Felgren instead, which did allow me to negate one of the Colossuses and run it over, which is nice. But had I had this instead, I would have been in a much, much better position. You just have to be careful that when you do this, you only have Soul Flare and this on the field, or else you're going to screw yourself over, because he's going to negate everything that you have along with it. So yeah, keep that in mind, definitely. You definitely don't want to negate a lot of your own stuff, because it kind of defeats the purpose. 1 number 62 Go for Game Dragon, or number 62 Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. This card wins game just by damage. Still playing the Felgren. Playing Pleiades now, because I'm done playing the Cyber Dragon Infinity package. The amount of games that Infinity has won me is probably next to none, and Pleiades in most cases would just do the job just the same. He bounces any card on either player's field and returns it to the hand, which is very, very nice. And you can even use that to your own advantage sometimes by bouncing some cards that you have left over on your field back to your hand to use next turn, so that's nice as well. But I mainly just dropped the Infinity Engine mainly because I wanted to play cards like Felgren, I wanted to play cards like 107 and Cipher Dragon, just because those cards offer so much utility, and I hate having to take up 2 spots in the extra deck for essentially just 1 mediocre most of the time card that a lot of times just isn't needed. And then lastly, 1 Starlight Photon Blast Dragon, because this card can steal a lot of games. The fact that he can protect a lot of your monsters from destruction by card effect and targeting by card effect is very, very, very important, especially when you have a card like Photon Orbital equipped to it. It's even better. And you can also summon any Galaxy Eyes during your opponent's turn too, which is pretty nice. So one of the major changes I guess I could say I made for this build is, like, I was playing Transmigration in the last build, but that card just is too much of a brick to play, and I'd rather see combo pieces any day of the week. So that's why I cut that. And playing the 3 Soul Flare, adding the Borosword, cutting the Cyber Dragon package, I just like it a lot better. And Here's another food for thought, or another thing to think about, I guess, is the fact that when you play against a deck like Cyber Dragon, if you have Soul Flare and Infinity on your board, they can literally just suck up your field for a Chimera attack. It's that easy, and that kind of scares me, because there are some people that I know in my local area that do play Cyber Dragon. I don't want to take an L that easy, and you should be worried about that as well. But if you do want to play the Infinity package still, and you don't have Pleiades, by all means, go for it. I think I'm just done, allocating the space to it, because there's so much other better cards to play. And also against Thunder Dragon, I guess another thing is like Pleiades and Infinity are very, very good against Thunder Dragon, because you can bounce either the Colossus or the Titan back. Infinity can absorb them, obviously, but that puts them back to the grave eventually, and I guess it puts it back to the extra deck eventually. I don't know. They both have their uses against certain decks, and I guess Infinity could be a little bit better against Striker, because you can steal, their Link monsters, I should say, and that doesn't trigger Ray. But in most cases, that really doesn't make too big of a difference. Again, it just all goes onto the side deck, really how your Striker matchup goes, because that is a very, very hard matchup. Thunder Dragon can be too, but with cards like 107 and Pleiades, it really doesn't make too big of a difference, because those cards absolutely own in those matchups. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the profile, and if you did, let me know. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and let me know what you think down in the comment section below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Check out my Twitch, and join the Discord if you haven't already, and also check out ImperiumDuelist.com. Links to that in the description. As always, guys, Winterkill signing out. We'll see ya in the next one.